What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Darth Noob is rank 1 NA, baby. 1778 LP. Just LP rocket ship the last few games. 1-2, 1-1. And aside from that, 80% top 4 rate, 25% win rate. So we got to watch this guy. We got to. It's contractually obligated. And he is going to the World Championships. So we are going to see him playing in just a few days. Friday. Friday is when World starts. Friday. If I'm a little amped up, it's because I literally just woke up, so maybe I'm kind of trying to counteract the fact that I'm a little bit tired from waking up. The other thing to note that I guess is important is that there was a B patch a few days ago, or was it literally just yesterday? Vayne received a little bit of a nerf. Kai'Sa received a little bit of a nerf. These units got buffed in the A patch, 16.7, and then Riot Games kind of realized, these units are kind of broken when you give them an extra buff. And Darth Noob understands that, these are still playable units, not units that you are never going to play around ever. So he is still interested in playing around these guys. So yeah, we will do that this game. But yeah, we start off with the Vayne. I mean, I love a branching out. I wouldn't feel bad about just yoinking up a branching out. He's actually roll down and leave item grab bag as his open option here, but then takes the placebo. Wow, this is a crazy augment selection. So many things that I think a lot of people would not have done here. One, I mean, I just think branching out is something that people value quite highly, but I think the reasoning here. Sorry. Look, I'm just getting combobulated. There's a lot going on here. I think this augment selection, the more that I think about it, makes sense. One is that something like branching out is really nice when you don't have a specific opener, but Darth Noob's pretty confident that he is just going to play around the Vayne opener. Yes, the unit got nerfed, but it is still, completely playable. So that's, step one, is that we would like to actually play around this Demacia opener. We have the Xin Zhao already, which is nice. We have paired on Xin Zhao and Jarvan, so we're pretty locked in our opener, and so augments that give you random effects when you are locked in on your opener are just worse in general. And then the other thing is, why do we end up taking placebo here? I think placebo, in a lot of people's estimations, is a pretty bad, one of the worst econ augments of the game, because 8 gold is 8 gold. That's it. Every other econ augment gives you a little bit more kind of potential to play with. But Darth Noob knows, he has the potential to roll for something like a Bard here if he does take the placebo. He's playing this line that, depending on which version of Demacia we play into, but very likely to be long shot Demacia, there's a lot of upside in just, getting a little bit of econ to work with and then reaching there. Because it's a pretty standard, pretty cheap level 8 comp. It's not one of these fast 9 comps that requires 1 million gold. It's not one of these 3-cost reroll comps that requires 1 million gold. It is just, a standard fast 8 comp. And so one little econ augment that lets us unlock Bard and, still have 10 gold left over, I think does actually make a lot of sense here. Expect to see the actually it's sword, right? Yeah, it's definitely sword for Gunblade, just because we've talked about this ad infinitum. Gunblade really good on this line. You know what else is good is these 2 Piltover units that we picked up here, and yeah, we are gonna opt to level here, get the low risk in here. We are on a 3 streak here, so if we can keep that, that's amazing. And we do slam the Gunblade here just because Armor and Mar plus Gunblade equals you're having a really good time. So yeah, that's that's how it works, essentially. And you can see here, I think a lot of people in my Discord were talking about, oh my god, Vayne got nerfed. Is Vayne still playable? Someone in my game was like, quick. Did Vayne get nerfed? Did Vayne get nerfed? I have a game and I got a Vayne from Orb Drop. But, I think in TFT, people tend to kind of overreact and say, oh my god, a unit got nerfed? They're unplayable now? And, not the case, especially with a nerf like this. That is just kind of like a small damage nerf. It's not the end of the world that this Vayne unit gets nerfed. I also just realized I had a dream that I had a Scion pair, but I didn't realize it. And then I was like, oh my god, I have Scion pair here. And then I made Scion 2. And I also had a Darius 2. Dang, that was an insane opener. I wish I could have played that game out. But my only problem in that game, in my dream, was that I didn't really know where I was going, right? I think I slammed a new item. It was called a magic carrot type item. It was like blighting jewel on a regular item, essentially. And I was trying to figure out what comp I was gonna play with this with the magic carrot, basically. Speaking of magic carrots, Darth Noob is going to level here for this Caitlyn. Also picking up the Garen, which is fantastic in here. Only question is, what do we slam here? I imagine it's a Steadfast Heart. That item's really, really good in this line, and leaves the Anima Visage open as a potential next in. Also, he does start to move such that the Vayne is not in the corner and open up the corner. We've talked about this in other VODs, but Kai'Sa, Vayne, these units kind of really like having the corner open so that they can tumble into it. Ooh! I mean, it's not Win Out. It's not Pandora's. And yeah, he does. I'm actually a little surprised on this. Optic Priz ticket here. We don't have much to roll for, but I guess this idea is we can roll for Vayne 3 on something like level 8. I guess we can randomly find Jarvan 3. If we do find another Econ, we can obviously go for 3-star 4 cost as like the win out. But right now, that's just a little far away. But his thought process is also, I'm on a 6 win streak here. I have the ability, like, I'm never going to die before, like, stage 5, essentially. And if I can make it to stage 5, there's actually good odds that I will just snipe and get a random, 3-star 4 cost on the way here. Stuff like Kai'Sa is, a free unlock that, not everyone's going to have unlocked. Even stuff like Garen, is a little contested. Okay, hitting a Garen 3 is probably impossible. But, so the other stuff may be possible. We are going to level here. I actually want to do a quick scout around while we're chilling here, just see if there is anyone else playing into this Demacia line here. Yeah, this player, Kaz, is, so he can be a little bit hard. And we can actually see Darth Noob on the other side there, so might as well. We could just stay on this PvE and this POV and see what's going on here, see what it looks like to play against Darth Noob's fearsome board. It looks pretty tough, though. Kaz's board, not bad at all. He has a... I just realized that's a Lux 2. I was thinking... Oh, wait. Okay, maybe I need to go back to sleep. That's an Orianna, not a Lux. Okay, to be fair, they look kind of similar. Okay, going into Carousel here. We'd love to pick up the bell to get that redemption just slammed down, and it does look like that is what we are going to pick up here, so nice. Ian here, this player did get a Garen with a bow, but I think he just wanted it for the bow, right? He doesn't really care that much about the Garen, so that's not going to be that much of an issue for us. But all this time, right, if we are taking the Priz ticket, you really do want to say, like, okay, what are the odds of me hitting a 3-star 4 cost? Because if you're taking this Augment and not hitting a 3-star 4 cost, then you really have to hit like a Vayne 3 and that's it. But like, if I took a Priz that all it said is eventually hit a Vayne 3, I would not be very happy about that. So something we're gonna have to think about. We do also finally lose our win streak here to a Yone board. I mean, really, really gross Yone board with a Wits End Yone 3-item cannon. Not much that you can do to beat that. He's actually gonna opt to roll here for the Vayne 2, just saying, you know what, I had the free rerolls, I might as well spend them on level 7 here because Vayne 2 is gonna be an immense spike. Even though I've lost my win streak, it's actually still worth it from just a rolls perspective because I'm still making 40 gold here. The rolls in level 7 are still pretty efficient. They can still hit 4 costs. And the big thing is I'm going to need to find this Vayne 2 regardless. So, this also allows me to kind of delay my pushing level 8 a little bit. Instead of maybe having to go 8 on 4-1 and roll, we can now go 8 on 4-2 and have a lot more kind of space to work with. Economic space, if you will, here. So good call from Darth Noob, Mr. Noob here. Gonna actually roll even more on 7, just saying if I don't roll a lot on 7 here, my Vayne 3 is going to come very, very late, and then I'm going to be in the situation where it's just going to take me forever to reach it. So yeah, he's actually still rolling here. I wonder how much is he going to roll now on 7? Yeah, he is, yeah. So just might as well keep rolling it down here and saying the idea for him is, I was thinking that we were going to push level 8 and use these rolls on 8, but I think his thought process in this spot is, if I push 8, I'm just not going to have enough gold to work with here. I might as well roll on 7 for the Vayne 3. And there's actually really good odds with the amount of rolls that I'm going to do for Vayne 3 on 7 with Prismatic Ticket that I can find something like a Garen 2 on the way. I am also, kind of approaching these Galio unlocks, but the problem is you must push 8 for Galio. That's the other thing about not pushing 8 here. But we'll see. We'll see who wants to play it. I mean, low, genuinely, it's just growth mindset here, and you just take the level 8, and then you have all these rolls to do on level 8. Yeah, I think this is a perfect pickup here. Now we can do these rolls on 8. We have the Garen unlock in the spot. We have all of this gold to work with here. We have Kai'Sa 3 that we can go for. We have, the Garen 3s and stuff. If hopefully people don't swipe up too many of them, we're picking up Swains. Kai'Sa 2 appears here. Sadly, Kai'Sa 2 does not matter because these items cannot really move over to Kai'Sa very happily. So we are just stuck playing around Vayne as our carry for the rest of this game. Now, you know, maybe it's you guys ever watched the movie The Watchmen? You know, it's I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me. Maybe it's not that we're stuck playing around Vayne, but actually we'll feel very good about playing around Vayne. So long as we do reach the Vaynathan 3. So far, we're not there yet, and we're actually, okay, yeah, now going to cut down to 5 Demacia. Was thinking about getting Joseph Gath in here over the Bard. But yeah, he's opting to actually play the Bard, stage 4. Wow. The idea being, these rolls are actually really, really valuable because rolls beget rolls. You know, if we can get a free roll, that can turn into more free rolls. And we're 69 HP, so if we end up in this world where we take a few more losses this stage, I mean, that can be something that fuels our ability to go for a 3-star 4 cost. So nice stuff from Darth Noob. Kind of, we've talked about it so much these last few weeks leading up to the World Championships, but playing the game on a knife's edge, right? Using every little bit of HP that you have to work with, not artificially capping yourself out too low by selling this stuff. We can hold the Bard, and 2 free rolls from Bard might turn into 4 rerolls, might turn into 6, 7 rerolls. So it makes a lot of sense here. You can also see, check this out. One, we have to make the IE here, just saying, yes, the Kraken is not amazing on the Kaisa, but the IE and Gunblade are quite good, so we can throw them there. And the other interesting idea is look at what else we're holding onto our bench. Just every 4 cost we can find here, potentially going for what people call a backdoor, going for a 3-star 4 cost that we don't even, really want to play, something like a Yunara, who is a lot less played on this patch. We could actually, potentially go for here. The MF, I think, is going to be contested, so I don't know that we can go for that, but like Belveth is certainly one. And yeah, look at this. We're going to field Belveth on the board. We're going for broke here, honestly. This is like kind of similar to how you'll see people play some games when they know they're about to die and they start selling their board and looking for 3-star 5 costs. But we are in the same way, making our board a little bit weaker, fielding this Belveth. It's not actually the worst because it does fit Void in for us, but the big thing is this is a 4 cost that we can play, that we can go for, that we can try to 3-star. Also, really close fight here. We do actually win this fight. Super high roll that this player had not hit Leona 3 yet. That is a really fortunate time to fight them. But yeah, I mean, if you scout the lobby real quick, you will probably see, I mean, I doubt that we're doing this with, this is a player who, maybe was looking at Belveth, but yeah, there's not a Belveth out there. So we could look for Belveth. There's not an Ionia player out there. So we can, look for stuff like Yunara. And yeah, we've just opened up our subset of opportunities by a ton. And when you have all these free rerolls from this Augment, I mean, yeah, why shouldn't we go for it? We are able to make a good last Kaisa item in the Smojin here, so we get to make that. We can move the Gunblade. We can make a second Gunblade, yeah, and actually opt to make another Spirit Visage here, just because the item's so good onto Garen. He's got 5 Demacia Armor, he's got 2 Defender Armor, so a bunch of healing, a bunch of HP is all he could ever want. And look at this! Are we going to win this fight? It's insanely close, but yeah, we do win this fight, which just goes to show how strong this board is, because, we are basically down a Prismatic at this point, but you can see slowly we're picking up more stuff. Have the 5 Garens here. Is anyone else holding on to Garen? Yes, this player, Kaz, has 1 Garen, so it is theoretically still hittable for Darth Noob here. Does also have Belveth in shop, which is funny, which would be annoying for us. But that's something you always, when you were doing this, have to keep a mind on. That's something really nice about having this meta TFT replay, that we can just jump around and look at all these different boards, because we need to ensure that we're not holding on to 7 Garens when the other 3 are out of the pool. That's really bad. And yeah, look at this. He's going to opt to sell the Garen and say, you know what, that other player's holding 1. The second they find a second Garen, it's complete doom for me. And yes, this is probably correlated to him hitting this Garen, is he saw, okay, Kaz is a second Garen. I'm completely going to give up on going for Garen 3 because, why? It's impossible, right? There's only 10 in the pool. If that player has 2, then I can only find 8. The only way to then reach 3-star is by having a duplicator, which we do not have here. Maybe there'll be a hacked carousel here, and there will be all Garens with duplicators, but or all just units with duplicators, but wouldn't hold your breath for it, honestly. All right, we would look for last, ideally, Vayne item here. Opt to take the Void emblem here, just with the idea that getting another Void in. Oh, it also had a Kaisa or a a Vayne on it. And yeah, he's actually going to start selling units on board because he wants to hold everything here. Going to continue to roll down. Doesn't care about the Garen. Another Belveth is good. So yeah, he is in this phase of kind of open selling units. We do it the Vayne 3, which spikes our board a lot and gives us a lot more kind of like time. This is going to save us HP and put us into a spot where we can, continue rolling here. But also look at the Yunaras. He's opting to roll down almost everything this round. Is you're going to roll down to 20 and then stop. You see this a lot where players say, you know what, I'm basically there. I'm going to do most of my rolls just on minions here, because if somebody sees this Yunara and starts pinging, I'm, very soon going to be out of luck here. So he is going to roll down here, and I expect him to just fully roll down, especially because now we're one off Yunara. We're just going to send it here. One off, continue to roll it down. So many free rerolls here. Another Kai'Sa is a good pickup to keep our options open here. Does not hit it yet, but hitting that Kai'Sa once again does, make life a little bit easier. We're 8 Kaisas and 8 Yunaras here. We don't hit either one. Oh my god. Okay. 32 HP. Big upside is we're going into minions here. I'm surprised no one's pinged it yet, but I bet it's because everyone already just sees it. I would just, continue to roll down here, but we do have a lot of gold that's going to come out here. He open sells the Vayne 3 for the gold. Yo, on minions here. I love this idea, and it pays off, and we hit the Yunara. Who needs the Vayne 3, right? Vayne 3, her only goal is to stabilize you until you reached the rest of this board. The thing you have to be careful about selling is like too much board. Like if you start selling the Garen and like all your frontline, then you're going to end up in a world where you can actually lose. But just selling the Vayne, that just loses out on some damage. But who cares about losing out on some damage? He also opts to get Ionia in here. Look at this little flex in. Gets a little Path of Blades for our Yunara. And I think we're going to be in a pretty good spot here. This fight actually looks a little scary. Can we? Oh my god, okay. We do just barely win that fight. I'd kind of like to hit the Kai'Sa 3 as well, looking at that fight, just because we almost lost that. So we're going to continue to roll down. Do pick up the Monkey King 2-star, which is a big upgrade here. And we do hit the Kai'Sa 3. So the Kai'Sa Yunara board with the Ionia in, because it fits with Demacia. I can actually move the Void Staff, or Void Emblem up to the Wukong here, and nobody should be able to beat us here. Basically, everybody else has had to abandon their dreams of going for a 3-star 4-cross to try to grief Darth Noob, and to also, end up in a spot where they can just have enough HP to top 4. So I think we are just going to see Darth Noob destroying the rest of the lobby. I will say it might be a sec, because this player is at 61 HP, so we got a few more rounds of just watching Vayne 3 and Yunara 3 pop up. Man, Yunara 3 is so good. I feel like I remember Yunara 3 a while ago being like one of the best 3-star 4-cross. What does the list say right now? Who's the best 3-star 4-cross? Still MF. Oh, and the other player just FFs. Okay, well, that saves me a lot of time. I was going to kind of make some time by yapping, but I gotta get to work, baby. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really just beautifully played game from Darth Noob, understanding win cons, understanding the brokenness of this augment, and taking triple econ into going for 3-star 4-cost tale as old as time. So if you enjoyed this video, please like the video, comment down below. What do you think? Are you excited for Worlds? Are you hitting 3-star 4-cost in your game? If you're not, so why aren't you doing that? You should probably be doing that. And subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my stuff. Please check out my links down below. My Metafy, my Twitch.tv, both of those going into next set. A lot of stuff. Gonna be. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. But I say every set I'm streaming more. This is the set where I'm actually gonna stream more. I promise. If I break my promise, you can literally you can call me bald, but I am. So like, who cares? All right, see you guys in the next video. Bye. I can't find the stop recording button.